We both are huge NFL draft nerds. I know you cover the draft for 32 Beat Writers, and I wanted to get your thoughts on a couple guys who are staying in school before I bring up a couple names who are declaring. Couple quarterbacks who I thought maybe should have came out in this class who decided to come back. Dante Moore, Darian Mensah, and Jaden Maiava, which I know Mensah and Maiava, they returned a couple weeks ago. Like, that was kind of old news, but those are two guys I thought that could have been in this class and could be future NFL QBs. So thoughts on maybe those guys? Obviously, Dante Moore is the biggest name to return. We'll focus on him mainly, but what do you think?
Yeah, well, I'll start with Dante just because, he was the big one. And, dude, the way he went on Sports Center and he's giving all glory to God, I was like, oh, man, this guy is about to declare. I can't believe
the LeBron
that. I really
decision
thought
2.0.
After that. Yeah, I know, right? Like, considering how the last game went, and just a lot of bumps in that game, and he looked like a 20-year-old. Like, I don't think that game was all his fault. And in a lot of ways, I kind of agree with James Foster and Corey Kinnan. We were talking on their pod. He looked worse against Texas Tech than I would argue he did against Indiana. But, like, that's kind of the indictment. Those two tough games, right at the recency bias, those are right there at the end of his resume.
And
it's kind of a tough pill to swallow. But all that said, he goes on Sports Center, and you're like, oh, shit, he's going to declare.
Yeah.
Sorry, what'd you say?
No, I was going to say against elite defenses like Texas Tech and Indiana. Like, I wanted to give the kid a little bit of the benefit of the doubt on those. Like, right. These are tough defenses.
And then the Raiola component. Yeah, no, I'm with you 100%. And then the Raiola component, right? Like, we knew that, and I was like, okay, well, he did fracture his fibula, so maybe he's just going to, like, sit for a year, but he's probably going there because he wants to start. But, yeah, so I'm fascinated. I think it's best for his long-term development because the NFL is not a developmental league.
No.
And, like, his response to pressure, he looks like a 20-year-old. Like, he just needs more reps, and he just needs to see it more in live action. So I think this, and honestly, it's probably good for Raiola, and especially considering, and I don't know the kid, but the way I've seen him carry him, and I've heard other people kind of talk about his personality, and there might be a little bit of a Spencer Rattler type of ego around that. Going to Oregon and sitting for a year might be the best narrative he could do to dispel all that. Like, I'm willing to sit back for a year and go learn and be a part of this. The other thing that kind of surprised me about the Dante Moore decision was Kentucky.
He's doing what Moore did behind Gabriel.
Exactly. Doing exactly.
A very mature decision. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And earlier I'm saying that's one of the things I liked about him. He might have been my quarterback one if he came out. I like that maturity. So that's why I'm not out on Simpson being a first-round pick. There's a lot of maturity in what he's made with his decisions. And then Mensah, dude, I don't know if you heard. I was listening to the PFF CFB
a couple
pod.
Hours ago.
Dude, Mensah's
he's back in the portal.
Today might throw his name into the portal. Today's the last day to do it.
Yeah. So I heard Miami is trying to throw a bag of money at him.
Miami. Yeah, which I think it's going to happen. One, to steal him from an ACC school, diabolical. That's you want to talk about Darth Vader striking back? Boom, right there. Miami
there's back.
Like, that's the perfect. And he's
finished what he started.
Yeah. Tyler Wren, yes.
Yeah.
But, like, he's going to get probably $6.5 million to go get some more reps. And I think especially with the quarterback landscape we know right now and no more, Maiava and Mensah could have made a run for the first round, and if not, they probably go in the second round. But I still think both of them are a year away. Like, I still think Mensah could be a little bit quicker to making his decisions. I still think the ball placement could be a little bit more consistent. And Maiava's still got to cut down on some of the turnover-worthy plays for me. Like, there are some throws where you're like, holy cow, dude. Yeah. He looks like Patrick Mahomes. He looks like the superstar quarterbacks and how they just do these things you thought you'd never see. But then there's also, like, some reads where you're like, you physically cannot make that decision. You need more reps. You need more time. And it's going to be interesting to see, like, how no Mekhi Lemon, no Jacoby Lane, how does he handle it next year? So I think those were two guys that they made the right decision, but all three of them left a decent amount of money on the table. And I will say they have better tools than Klubnik and Nussmeier, so I don't think they'll go fully that route. But it also happened to Drew Aller, who had first round traits, weapons, equipment to work with, so to speak, from a draft standpoint, and it still flamed out. He's a day 3 pick now, so it's not, you're not completely safe from it. So I am very curious to see where these guys go. And also now they're going head to head with Lenore Sellers and Arch Manning and Dante Moore. So you're kind of starting out at best QB 4 and 5, maybe, and Sam Levitt and Brendan Sorsby, a bunch of other guys too.